Hello and welcome to week 2 of my wildlife year, 2022. Right, this week I did an event called An Evening with an Ecologist. Basically, I talked and told some stories, some interesting, some a bit funny, and also showed a few videos from over my career. So what I thought I'd do it as another compilation video, but this one won't be about stuff that happened in the past year. Will be a bit older than that. So it's just some of the videos that I had in the event. So hope you enjoy. Let's see if I've got anything in this one. In the bag. Break open. This looks good. There, oh, I think we've got a mouse, yes. Little wood mouse. Oh, not happy mouse. Right, I'm going to try and get it into the corner and get it behind the neck. That's it. So, got a little wood mouse. I haven't caught any wood mouse yesterday, so I know this isn't a recapture, so we're just going to mark it. We'll mark it on the right. There we go. So if we catch again, and because you're my first one, take a little photo. Mice are never happy being handled. There's only one out of the 4 closed. Let's see. Looks like there's something in it.
Oh, there it is. Is it not?
Yep.
What is it?
It looks like a vole.
Made a squeak.
Yes, it does make a squeak.
Very high pitched squeak. Bad ball.
Right. There we go. Yeah. And it's marked already.
So, boy.
It's a girl, I think. Right, and let's get oops. Get a little. And just there we go.
Those for photos?
Right, let's put that down. There we go.
Come on.
Come on, where's this fool?
Come on, here you come. Gotcha. No. Come.
Marker and mole, and this looks good. Let's just pop it in here. And look what we've got. A nice mole. Looks a bit small, so I think this is one of this year's young. And it's doing a nice poo, and female. So I'm really chuffed to get this. You can see, look at those big paws in the front and the claws for digging, and they've got whiskers that help them see where they're going in the dark, although they can see
reasonably well above ground. They don't need to see that well underground, and they can see well enough above ground to move around. But underground they can't see, so they use their whiskers and also their hairs and their the shorter hairs in their snout to see where they're going. But also, because they sometimes need to go backwards, their hairy tails also take them where, tell them where to go. So I'm really pleased that we've actually managed to get them all. So I think this deserves a selfie. Except I'm wearing gloves, so I can't use my fingerprint lock to unlock the phone. So, right. A nice photo like that. And turn round this and get one like this. Right, and I don't want to keep it any longer than that, so we'll pop it back in the tunnel. I think what I might do is just take a little video of it. I don't know. Up you go. I don't want to put the soil back on top of you, so you're going to go. Yes, you're back in the tunnel. Welcome to Spottiswoode Loch in Scottish Borders. It's just behind my house. Lovely location, nice dry weather, and I'm out here videoing toads mating. If you ever wondered how I get my underwater footage, it's with one of these little things. This is an 8-man, there are other brands available. An 8-man camera and on a selfie stick monopod, and just hit record on it and pop in the water if I can find the toads. Have they all went? No, there's one there. And that's how it's done. This video here is something that happened. I was sitting in my office where I was working at the time and I heard a noise and I rushed outside, and this is what I ended up in the middle of. One place I rescue a lot of bats from is the village hall up at Westrother near where I used to live. And if you look in the centre of the picture here, the video here, you'll see the bats leaving the roost. Unfortunately, some of them find their way inside the hall and get stuck in there, and they can be quite vocal, as you'll hear. Right, let's get you somewhere so we can get you something to drink and that and get you back up to the roost. Once taken into care, they're given some food and some water and a test flight, and then hopefully this is what happens at the end of it. Fabulous. That's one away. One of the females that I rescued from Westrother Village Hall actually also had a pup with her, as you can see here. I didn't have to do anything to look after the pup, though the mum did that, so all I had to do was look after the mum, and I got them both safely back up into the colony. Sometimes I just can't get away from bats. Not long after we moved house down to Denham in the Scottish borders, we got invited to lunch, and we're sitting around the lunch talking, and bats had come up already, and we saw moths because someone else was a moth trapper there. We're talking about wildlife, and suddenly someone says, "There's a bat in the lampshade," and sure enough, there it was. So I got on top of the set of ladders and reached across to get it. Luckily I had my back gloves with me, as I always do, and also a little syringe for water. Got it out, gave it a check over, and then popped it outside on a wall, and it flew off up to the roost, back up to its roost in the roof. About a year after we moved down to Denham, we got a phone call from one of the primary leaders. They meet in the local primary school, and there was a bat in the hall. I went along, and it was right up the top. You can barely see the little speck in this photo. But I went back the next day and met the caretaker and see whether it was around. And I was talking to him, and I couldn't see it. And had a good look round, and then I saw a little fluffy bum sticking out from behind the emergency exit and fire signs. And there it was. So I took it away, brought it in, gave it something to drink and also something to eat. And they love a good mealworm, and sometimes they can be quite noisy eaters, as you'll hear here. And once it got its strength back, gave it a test flight indoors, something my wife is not too happy about, but she always has to leave the room when I do this bit. But I gave it a test flight, it was able to fly okay, so took it for a release.
Never seen a bat before.
Right, well, that's it for my wildlife year, week 2 of 2022. I've got something hopefully a bit special planned for next week, if it comes off, so we can see what that is. Until then, stay safe and keep enjoying the wildlife. Bye.